Hello, this clip is on the visitor journey approach. My name is Margo Royakkers and here with me is Gertjan Remmers. Welcome, Gertjan.
Thank you.
Gertjan, you've been busy with doing research for Rotterdam festivals for several years now. What is the main goal of this research project?
Well, the main goal is to get more view on the intangible aspects of a festival. There's a lot of research done on the tangible aspects, like how many people do come, what do they spend, what is their satisfaction on food and beverage, for instance. And what we are looking for are the more intangible aspects. And in fact, we are looking for the emotions of the visitor. So, in fact, this research is done to monitor, to evaluate, and hopefully to improve the experience of the visitor.
Oh, okay, so get a grasp on the visitor experiences and move from there on. This research, how does it work?
Well, let's take one of the events we did research on as an example. Festival Metropolis in Rotterdam. We asked a number of students to visit that festival. It's a one-day musical festival. We asked students to visit that festival as a mystery guest. And the only assignment was go to the festival and come back with your story, with your experience on this festival. And we don't ask really directive questions. We only ask them to look at the atmosphere of the festival, to come back with their emotions. By the way, not only during the festival, but also before the festival, and the pre-exposure, so to say, and after the festival and the post-exposure. And they come back with a story.
They come back with a story, so they don't walk through this festival with this checklist, but they can be themselves and they can act as a normal visitor.
There are no directive questions. It's their view, their experience of the festival that counts.
Okay. True-to-life stories that way. And what do you do with the data?
Well, indeed, we get a lot of stories. Stories with positive emotions and stories with more or less negative emotions. And we analyze these data. So, and the nice thing is that because the number of mystery guests, we get a lot of similar experiences.
Overlaps.
Overlaps, so to say. And the most important thing we do is we translate these experiences in so-called dilemmas. And these dilemmas are moments of truth, so to say, in which the visitor experiences something. I give you an example.
Please.
For instance, some festivals have a lot of music, a lot of things that happen during the festival. And in the view of the organizers, that's a good thing, because they give a lot of choice. But a lot of the visitors see that as a stressful moment, because they can't choose. Because if they choose for the one thing, they can't see the other thing and the other way around. So these dilemmas, we try to analyze by reading all these reports and stories.
So you have a lot of dilemmas, and then what's next?
In fact, then phase 2 of our research starts. Phase 1 is the visitor journey of the real visitors. And in phase 2, we ask the organizers to make a kind of imaginary visit to their own festival.
So you have a sort of workshop for that?
Yes.
Okay.
We have a creative session and we literally ask them to walk around on their own festival in a virtual way. And then they come up with their findings, and mostly they are more positive than the findings of the real visitor.
Okay.
There are similarities, but there are also differences. Like for instance, this example I told you, this dilemma of making choices. Most organizers think it's a good thing to have a lot of choice during that festival. And visitors sometimes think, well, it's also stressful to have a lot of choice because we can't make choices. We always miss something if we make one choice or the other. And in that way, there almost automatically starts a kind of dialogue between
Between the stakeholders.
the stakeholders.
Mhm.
And they start seeing things they didn't see before. And they're very enthusiastic about it.
So during that session, they look to their own festival from the eyes of the visitor.
That's the most principal thing about it, yes.
Mhm. A mind shift from supply side thinking to demand side
Yeah.
thinking.
They look through the eyes of the visitors, so they see other things.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a very relevant thing to realize.
Yeah.
So the two phases of the research, you get a lot of results out of that. What can you do with these results?
Well, sometimes the organization says, well, we got a lot of information, thank you, we're going to work on it. And that's it for us.
Mhm.
But a lot of times, it's very interesting for students because, in fact, it's a part of the ABC process, what we did, and students can go on with that in the form of an internship or in the form of a assignment for their graduation, and for instance look at the ways of improving the pre and post exposure,
Mhm.
or looking for ways to bring more co-creation into the festival. So there are a lot of possibilities on giving it a follow-up.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really interesting. Well, Gert-Jan, thank you very much for this explanation, and good luck with upcoming research.
Thank you, you're welcome.